By the way, the Pixar shirt turned up.
What's
Every
going
time.
on?
Every single time.
Yeah,
Like that, the music in that just never gets old. It's awesome.
it doesn't. It doesn't. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I clicked the buttons in the wrong order, so we got John saying the word Pixar quickly right before the intro. Okay, I needed to flip those two, but
I wasn't sure if it actually went yet or not. Oh well,
yeah,
it is what it is. This is what happens when
Rusty Bob.
Bob and Russ can't show up.
Yeah, where are you guys?
Clearly, they are the button pushers. So, but I was saying the Pixar shirt turned out awesome.
Like it looks great.
It's so good. It is my favorite logo for sure.
Yeah.
So I people are saying new contest. I don't know that it's really a new contest. It's something. Look, I do like the New York Times Mini every day, and the Cooter Doodle FC Eliminator chat is a fun place where we talk about all the stupid little New York Times games that we stress for 5 minutes a day out of. Unless you're Eric, then you stress like 29 seconds out of over the Mini or.
Which Eric?
He's a psycho. Eric Belair. He and Alex Guamdon, they are psychopaths who, if they go triple digits, is gross to them. So we are not going to do the crossword. If you have tuned in to be given the answers to the crossword puzzle, you are not going to get that. Ooh, but we are going to talk about it. Yeah. Because, Scott, what's a question you get every single year over and over and over and over?
I think the most common question is, how do I get in? And the second and the most common statement is, I've been trying for years, or I'm trying everything.
Yes, I've been trying to get in. Me too. I get that question more now than I used to. I think Bob and Ryan and Russ also get that question. And we also get the question, hey, can you ask Scott? Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna ask Scott to put you in. Look, there are ways to get into SFB. We do a lot with Fantasy Cares on how to get into SFB. It's still not easy. Look, there's I don't know the exact number of how many people are getting in this year, whatever. But it's like 10% of the people that are registered get in. So it's not easy. But there are certainly things you can do to catch the eye of us, support and participate. That's huge, huge. And so the other night I decided I'm going to make a crossword puzzle. It actually started with my avatar for SFB 14. I was talking over with Hep because he's going to be my designer for it. And I have put in the order. So now I just have to wait for it to hit Hep. I have to wait for the person in charge of releasing. Here's a new batch of Avies that need to get made.
I wonder
it's got Hep's name, so Hep can go claim it. But I'm in the Bell division, and I literally want Bell to have a tattoo because I want a warrior Bell fighting off fish and stuff like that in a fishbowl. Sure. Obviously gonna reign supreme in the fishbowl. Clearly the message is there. But I want Bell to have a tattoo of a crossword puzzle that, incorporated different little aspects of what involves me. Instead of putting dropping the Dynasty Wall Street Avi, the Fantasy Cares Avi, all these Avies, I wanted to kind of hide it on a tattoo on Bell. So I started putting this crossword together, and I sent it to Hep, and he's like, oh, that's cool. And then I just kept going and kept going. And I was like, this is kind of fun now. I found a website that actually constructs it for you. The first one I did to send to Hep, I did on Google Sheets. I made my own. And then I like an idiot later than I should have, went and just searched crossword builder. Yeah, there's about 100 sites that'll build a crossword puzzle for you. It's so nice. But so then I had this easy ability to make whatever I wanted. So I just kept, wanting to piece in different parts of Fantasy Cares. And I wanted to put out a Fantasy Cares crossword puzzle because this is something that everybody that's been trying to get in should be able to complete. You should know these answers. If you've truly been trying to get in, you should know these answers.
Mhm.
If you're trying to get in and you don't even know what the question is asking when it says wheel spinner on the stream or stream wheel spinner or whatever it is, like, that makes me wonder how hard you've been trying to get in. Because I feel like you should be aware that we stream pretty frequently and we give away spots, often with a wheel. So things like that. So we're going to go through the questions. Scott, have you looked at the questions, obviously, because
I barely did. I skimmed them, but I wasn't trying very hard. I would say. I do have a
you
question.
put it on the website, so you've at least seen it.
Yes, I have seen it. Would you consider simply signing up trying? Because nope. I feel like I get that
Definitely
a lot
not.
where people say they've been trying a ton and really all they did was sign up, and I'm like, if you just sign up, your odds are like 1 in 10, 1 in 12. But if you try,
I don't even think it's that. I think if all you do is sign up, your odds are even less because the majority of people are actively trying. And by trying, I mean a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about today. They go a little bit extra. Signing up, look, you expressed interest. Excellent. That is step one. You definitely do have to sign up. But I get messages all the time from people, hey, this person's trying to get in. And I will go, we won't reveal all the stuff that Scott has programmed for us on the back end of scottfishbowl.com. But he has made it very easy for us to be able to see who has actually been trying. Have you participated? We do a lot more than Scott Fishbowl at this point. Like Fantasy Cares, I feel like we have a contest almost every month.
Yeah, and we have multiple major tournaments between the eliminators and the mirrors and some other things. Yeah, absolutely.
These are good keywords you're saying here. Good keywords. Good keywords. All right. Well, let's pull up the puzzle. Let's talk about some questions here, and let's see what we got. So, I'm not going to be on the main screen here, Scott. So if you see anything fun in the chat, that'll have to be up to you because I'm going to have to look. Okay. I'm going to have to focus. I will say the formatting.
I'll answer some questions. Rachel saying hi to us.
Hello.
Hi, Rachel. The Equinox, SFB Hopeful. Yeah, what Jason does with the hopefuls. All of those people, they really, really try to get in, and a lot of them do because of it. They look out for each other, which is incredibly awesome.
They're a group of wonderful people that try to help each other get into SFB, which is awesome.
Aaron asks about official draft position Twitter chats. I feel like John tweets that out frequently. So if you follow John's Twitter,
I do. I have a bookmarked tweet that has been shared by a lot of people a lot of people have bookmarked it, which is awesome. It's not like an official list. I'll go ahead and tweet it again right now. But again, not an official list, but from what I've heard, these are still the people that are running all of them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quote tweet it right now and put draft slots for whoever that was. So you can find that on my Twitter.
Go check his Twitter. Fellow Fish, first name Brian, though, this time. Should I be able to access my SFB League on Sleeper or MFL yet? Nope, not yet. Not yet. That might be a week or two out. Somebody had to finish the scoring settings first. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, exactly. This is all my blame. I waited to do scoring, and next week we'll create the leagues, and then we'll start to see those invites come out.
Yeah. Well, be aware you will probably see a lot of the lives get built first because they start a little earlier. So those will probably rank a little bit higher in the to-do list. So, but yeah, you'll start seeing it. You will definitely be in your league soon enough. All right. Let's talk about some questions. So you've been trying to get into SFB. And again, trying doesn't just mean you signed up and then you signed up again this year. That is 100% what you have to start with. Trying means actively doing some other things.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of times, a little bit of support of Fantasy Cares. There are a lot of people doing this crossword puzzle, which is awesome. If you're already in SFB, you can still do it because it's still fun. You're not going to win an SFB spot, but I mean, we're going to give away another shirt at some point, and we're going to give away a shirt for this at some point. So, all right. So the three, we'll just start with the across right here. Way to draft around the world. I feel like this is pretty much a gimme. We have talked about a lot of international things that are going on with SFB this year. There's a pretty specific term that that event carries. So I feel like that's pretty easy. We'll go on the Advent calendar giveaway. So you might have to search back if you're not sure what this was. You can probably go to the Fantasy Cares org Twitter and like type in calendar or Advent, and I'll bet you'll find out a tweet of what we were giving away. Again, probably if you've been following it, you probably know it.
I got it. I think I got it.
All right. Official website, fantasycares. It's not .com anymore, folks. I will give that away. Yep. It is not .com, or it's not .net. It was .net. That's what it used to be. So I'm so glad we got that the other one. Be careful. People, you might have to go back about 60 seconds and you will probably hear what the actual answer was, but it wasn't. So just saying. All right. A big, huge charity league. Let's see. 7 across, 3 letters for big, huge charity league. Again, that one feels like a gimme. Now you know that 8 down starts with an F, so then maybe that's helpful. All right, a group working to get each other in. Again, I feel like if you went back, I don't know, maybe about 2.5 minutes now.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll find out what that group is called. If you're not aware of that group, you can probably search our Twitter, any of our Twitters, or just go ask Jason at Spidey's78. Maybe ask him if you don't know the answer to that question. It's a good chance he can help you. Visit us at our booth in Canton. I feel like that should refer to only one event. Now, you can probably visit us and say hi to us at other things in Canton, but there's only one place we actually have the booth.
Yep.
So, again, and also pretty nice sponsor of Fantasy Cares. So, breaking into Bob Lung and his crew are getting in here. All right. How invites are sent. This one, I've had some people like, they think, well, don't they get emailed out? Yes, they do. There's a very specific term for when Scott sends invites. It usually is preceded by a tweet of a GIF that is referring to how the invites are sent. So if you put in email, it's not going to be email. Look, these all can't be super gimmies. Like, you got to think a little bit, and you got to follow. And by now, you should know what it is. When Scott sends, we'll call it a round of invites. The answer is not round. I am not giving it away. No. It is some other 5-letter word.
you know what I like about that term? And also the thing that Sal does, the term for that, those weren't really things before we did that. Those, that terminology for those certain things weren't really a thing.
Oh, I know.
That's kind of a fun thing.
I like that you're able to send multiple different varieties of GIFs as well.
Yeah.
One that implies what it actually is, and then the other that is also this like welcoming, inviting GIF. Yep. Because that's all, like, it works out perfect.
Like a homonym or whatever.
It's so nice.
That's it, right? Homonym. Oh, 2 words.
I think they're spelled exactly the same, so I don't know if it's still a homonym.
Oh yeah, maybe it's not.
Maybe, I'm not sure. I should know because the amount of crossword puzzles I do and the connections that I do, there's often homonyms involved, so I should know.
But 2 or more words having the same spelling but different meanings.
Okay, same spelling. Okay. So there must be a different term then if they have different spellings but same pronunciation or something. All right. So we all know there's 2 platforms that SFB is played on. So I'm not going to say them, but there's 2. And one of them is a platform you should load up kickers on.
Ooh.
There's only one platform that it's extremely beneficial to load up kickers on. We are on 17 across. It's 3 letters, folks. Just saying. Feels like you should be able to get that one. So whether you play on that platform or not, you should at least be aware by this point that SFB is played on 2 different platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them goes by 3 letters. So, all right, 21 across. This, if anybody asks me for any help on 21 across, I think I should be able to just hit that ban button. Charity that fundraises through fantasy. I mean, I feel like as you're watching the Fantasy Cares or YouTube stream, or watching a clip of a previous live stream on Fantasy Cares or live stream, I feel like you should be able to figure out what charity raises funds through fantasy. Did I beat that one into the ground?
I think so.
All right, so we have a couple of different ways to draft this year. That you can draft live at the live events, which will be fast to start, and then they'll slow down later. But then we also have the remote drafts, and all of the remote drafts follow the same style. So again, you only have a couple of options. Yep. They are both 4-letter words. So 23 across, it's going to be a 4-letter word.
Yep. I think I got it.
You have 2 options. I think you're going to figure it out. If it's a remote draft, that means it's not live. So,
I'm not going to lie. I think I would crush this crossword puzzle.
Scott, I feel like you might have paid attention over the last year of some of the events and activities of Fantasy Cares. So we ran a contest in April. This one might be a little bit tougher if you checked out and then you check back in. And we actually, I think, ran a couple of contests, but the first one that we ran in April, and it doesn't work out like the letters wise. So a clue could lead to more answers than one, but only one answer fits. And this is only asking about the sport. So we ran a contest in April. If you're not sure, you can probably check Scott's Twitter, my Twitter, Bob's Twitter, Fantasy Cares org Twitter. You can probably go back and find out what contests did they run in April and what sports were they affiliated with. 25 across. It is 4 letters. So I'm betting you remember what it is, Scott.
Yeah, I do. I like
right.
the way John phrased this. It was a major difficulty. It's
major difficulty. Yeah, that one has been a little bit of a challenge for some people. I thought it'd be an easy, but maybe it's a little not on par with some of the other questions. You never know.
Yeah, probably just not on par with some other questions.
All right, shirts and hats and hoodies. Oh my. That should make you think of one thing associated with Fantasy Cares. And hopefully you're following that Twitter handle. And it is a 5-letter word. 5-letter word. I feel like we talk about it a lot. I feel like we present it a lot. I feel like we promote it a lot. Where are you going to get your shirts and hats and hoodies? Yep. Oh my. Like, it's one of the most fun parts of everything that we do right now.
It is. It's so
it is really fun. All right. We partnered with somebody back when we ran the NFL draft contest. Do you know who we partnered with? I bet you do.
Mm-hmm.
Can you figure it out, Scott? It's a 6-letter word. It's a
6-letter word.
So,
I don't know. I don't know why, but this feels like the perfect time to mention. There's a site that I'm doing an AMA on right now.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah. So if you head over there, if you figure out what the answer to that one is, you can head over there, ask me anything, and I'm going to answer a whole bunch of questions on Monday.
I hope somebody asks you. I need 8 down. Scott, what's 8 down?
What's 8 down?
I want one person to go and ask you a direct question from the crossword puzzle. It would be hilarious. All right. Premier poolside draft locale. Look, maybe when you're doing your draft, maybe you are doing it poolside, but there is one that is the premier event in multiple ways. And it is very much a poolside draft. And all you have to know is where this is going to take place at. So 29 across, poolside draft locale. Scott, I think you're going to be at this poolside. You are going to be poolside while people are drafting, I believe.
Exactly 20 days from now. Or 19 days now, I think.
That is really soon.
Yeah.
Are we ready? I hope we're ready. All right.
We might not be ready.
Running joke, always 6 to 7 minutes late. Somebody in one chat at one point said, I just have now termed this Bob time. I love that. That makes me so happy. Bob time is just 6 to 7 minutes late. It's not the answer, Bob time. It does fit. It does. 30 across. It does fit. So BOBTIME. That would be pretty funny if it was Bob time, but it's not. I will say it's not always 6 to 7 minutes late, but the running joke is that it's always 6 to 7 minutes late.
Yeah. We really give Open Bar a run for their money on the ish of what time we start.
For sure. Oh my gosh. Gabe tweeted that it's coming back at some point.
I quote tweeted that thing immediately. I'm like, wait, whoa.
I was so happy. I love Gabe. I love J Mike.
Even if it's for one episode,
it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Whatever they do.
You know how many people would line up to want to be on that one? If they come back for one episode, you know the amount of people that would line up to want to be on that one show. Oh man, to hang.
We should have them reunite and host a segment of the Podathon.
Ooh.
Aha! On air, my brain is thinking. All right.
A late night episode, one of the two nights. There's 2 nights of the Podathon, so
yes,
a later one of the nights.
Save Sal's vocals a little bit, you know.
I'm liking this. We need to write this down. I'm going to write this down while we continue.
we legit really do need to do that, actually. And I'm now remembering another idea I had at the end of last year's Podathon that I have not followed up on at all. But now that I'm thinking about it, I need to because it would also be fun. All right. Chasing SFB. Feel like if you've been paying attention, you should know what chasing SFB refers to.
Oh, yeah.
31 across. It is 4 letters. So
okay. It's 4 letters. I know what it is.
It's not stretched out. It's a short word. You know,
I was thinking it'd be a 7-letter one. Yeah, I thought it'd be a 7-letter one of.
Yeah, but that would be 2. Yeah, I think you might be thinking 2 words combined.
Yep, I would. Yep.
So there might be stretching involved, but we did not stretch the word beyond the 4 letters. So, all right, the stream wheel spinner. This is one so many people have messaged me about. I'm like, that's really hard. I don't know what that is. And I'm like, so you don't watch our streams? Like, maybe you should tune into the YouTube streams. Usually I just reply by sending a YouTube link for them to go watch a video. Because then you have done something and you're going to find out the answer to who spins the wheel on the stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8.
Yeah, I
typically run races. Scott runs duck races or whatever.
I really don't do much. I just hang out.
Yeah. No, I mean, sometimes you hit a randomizer there, but there's definitely somebody that is like the designated wheel spinner. And I think if people do a little research, they can find out who that is. Yeah. All right. The only thing the silent Sal Lito, if anybody's ever interacted with him, you have my deepest thoughts. Sal is a New Yorker through and through, and silencing Sal Lito is tough. But there is one Fantasy Cares event associated heavily with Sal Lito that usually leaves him speechless by the end of it. So I feel like people should be able to figure out what that is. Again, if you don't, look up who Sal Lito is and how he's connected to Fantasy Cares. You should probably follow him, and you will probably quickly find out how he is associated with Fantasy Cares and be able to fill this in. All right, how to win your way in. Scott, there are ways to actually win your way in SFB. Is that true? What?
1 or 2. It feels
but I signed up. 3 years ago and I didn't get in. How could I have gotten in? Oh, could I have done anything that would have, like my profile would have been a little more reflective of trying and participating? Oh, it's very easy, folks. If you pay attention, you jump in things, you can wing your way in, and you'll be staring at yourself in SFB the next year. So these aren't live yet. There will be these will be coming soon to win your way into SFB 15. But there are plenty of people that won their way into SFB 14 via MFL or Sleeper.
Yep.
This one's a little bit tougher. Countries with SFB live events.
Ooh.
This information's out there. So if you don't know offhand, you might have to look it up somehow. Again, Fantasy Cares Org out on Twitter. Gonna see a lot of it. We have definitely done multiple videos on these. I know you and I have tweeted a whole lot of times looking like, oh, we need somebody in this country. We need somebody at this live. Things like that. I mean, the interest form is out there. So you can go and find that and simply count up the countries that are represented. It's a cool number. Like, Scott, did you ever think that it would be this kind of a thing around the world at this point?
Nope, never.
It's crazy. There are more people drafting internationally. I mean, outside of the United States, there's more people drafting this year than there were in total in SFB. I think, trying to remember the number. I think it was SFB 5 or 6. I think this year we have literally more people outside the United States drafting than I think that was when I look back. Drafting live outside, international.
I was going to say we probably have. I remember several years ago I tried to count it up and it was well over 50 countries. Oh, for sure. I'm sure it's somewhere between 50 and 100 countries right now.
Oh probably, I don't even. Yeah, that would be cool. We have to find that number. That would be cool. Yeah, I was only referring to drafting live. I apologize for that.
No, I get it. Yeah, that's insane to think about that. There's more people drafting at a live event in another country than SFB used to even have. That's insane.
There are more people drafting live total this year than were in SFB like 3 or 4 years ago.
I know. That's insane.
That's massive growth. Like I'm trying to remember what the exact number drafting at the lives is. It's escaping me, but I think it's like 1,300 or something, or we might not even know the actual total number yet.
Yeah, you're in the ballpark between 1,150 and 1,300. It's in that range.
It's so many. And SFB, I remember SFB 480. Was that 6 or 7?
No, that was a little further back than that. I think that was 4 or 5. Because we still called it SFB 480. SFB 7 was legit SFB 7. So I know it must have been before that.
I think that I was thinking it was 6 because I was thinking 6 wasn't officially called 6, but I think it's been retroactively termed 6. I think the original hashtag people used 480, but I think referring back now, I've seen people use 6. Maybe not. I don't know. That was a long time ago. Long time ago. That was my first year in. I'm pretty sure. All right.
I'm gonna do this just for fun for 1 second.
To look it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna just for one fun second.
Of course.
So there's the year and the teams. So you are correct. SFB 480 was SFB 6.
Yeah. And I think I've seen people referring to it as SFB 6 now, like a previous hashtag. Because when I tweeted out all my divisions the other day, because that's always fun. I think people like that, seeing that, and then seeing it's fun to see other people's do it. So, yeah. But when I wasn't sure, I was like, I think this was SFB 480. So I used that hashtag. But then I also just did SFB 6 because I was like, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that was 480. So that means like SFB 7 probably had, did you double the field or did that go to like 600 something?
Yeah, it's right here on the screen. 7 had 720. 8 had 900, then 1,200. So SFB 9 is about roughly what we have in live drafts alone this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so cool. I see Isaac Seaborn. He's a live drafter in Cincinnati this year.
Nice.
So he'll be coming up. He better. I don't remember if he got a belt or a trophy or a ring. I think he got a trophy because I told him
he did.
To wear whatever he won. But then he said it was a trophy, and I said, "Well, put a chain on there." Like, dude, you got like, how could you not like wear that around your neck?
Yeah,
like,
no kidding.
I mean, it is a huge trophy that he won, but
yep.
I mean, I would.
Trophy Smack made like 10 of them, so they're set. We're set for the next 10 years. And Jed Barson, who won last year, is going to be at Philly Live.
Nice.
So I believe we're sending his trophy to the Philly Live for him to.
Oh, sweet.
Accept there.
That'll be fun. Get a presentation at the Philly Live.
I think he deserves one. I mean,
big time.
3,000 people.
Yeah. All right. I see that you've put the crossword back up, so we'll continue on. This ticket gets you in. If you don't know what that's referring to, there are a couple of ways to find the answer. I would say go back to like any previous stream that involves Russ Fisher Dynasty Outhouse and look for when he goes like this to the screen and holds this up.
I think he's the only one with one of those too.
I think Bob has one too, but of course Russ is the one that always holds it up. I don't have one. I kind of want one because I think it'd be a fun little physical thing. But it's what it's referred to all the time. There's usually some humming that goes around with it when it is presented as well. All right, so there is an official Twitter handle for the merch that we sell. You can get all kinds of cool things like shirts. I don't have a hat or a hoodie on right now, but if I had shirts or hats or hoodies, you can go to @merch on Twitter, and you're going to find a great way to follow all the announcements around the merch that we have up for SFB and Fantasy Cares. I mean, we have very cool Eliminator shirts. Bob designed a really cool logo for that.
Mm-hmm.
The Playoff League had a really cool, like Willy Wonka-ish level logo. You know, a parody of a Willy Wonka logo. So that was quite fun. Highly recommend getting those when those things come out. A lot of people want that hoodie now, but like that's gone. That is done and gone. At some point, maybe we'll have to go back and do like a campaign of old merch and do a special, limited time edition run or something like that. But the hoodie is really, really cool. So if you can't figure that out, again, there are easy ways to find out. Look for anybody that promotes the merch on Twitter, and you're probably going to find a quote tweet of this handle from us, or listen to a lot of the live streams and you're going to hear us promote. Go back and look at any of the early access streams, any of those. And we probably mentioned this particular handle over and over and over. We did a March Madness contest, Scott, and we had a pretty big name. I mean, I remember Russ like trying to tout himself, but who was the actual tout that we had for March Madness?
Brad Evans.
Yes. And there is a very, very specific phrase around beating Brad, silence the, it's not Salito. I can say it's not silence the Salito. But there was a very specific and a very cool graphic that Scott designed that was not the official graphic, unfortunately. But again, that contest had a very specific name, silence the, something. The answer
My graphic was great. My graphic was awesome. I don't know why we didn't just keep it.
It was top notch, and I was disappointed that we did not keep it. So if you're not exactly sure what that answer might be, again, search up Brad Evans. One, you should already be following Brad Evans and probably aware of this answer. You can probably find out some of the activity that he had in March associated with Fantasy Cares, and you can probably find this answer real easy. Hey, what's the theme of 14? I feel like there's a theme
that might be the easiest one on here.
A little bit about.
There's
if you're not aware of the theme of 14, I don't know that I can help you get into SFB. So there's trying to help you here without just giving you the answers. But every year there is a theme for SFB. It was toys one year. It was video games was separate. That was 1 year. We've had travel and places. We had food, which was awesome. Just crazy amount of logos from Fishbowl merch. So many good logos around the food. And this year they've stepped it up. And now the SFB 14 theme is very specific. And I feel like you should know what that is by now. This one has tripped people up. 14 down. Playoff team starting point. We are referring to a very specific starting point for playoff teams in a very popular contest, affiliated with Fantasy Cares, associated with Fantasy Cares. So if you think about what league has playoffs with Fantasy Cares, the starting point for that playoff team is a very specific thing. Everybody that gets into the playoffs starts with this. It's a way to hedge against those bye weeks that the stupid schedule makers put during the playoffs of this league. Very annoying. And again, if you don't know this answer, it was the last stream, I think, that we talked about the scoring and the settings and had all kinds of questions about the scoring and the settings. Go back and watch that, and you'll probably real quickly realize what 7-letter word is the starting point for playoff teams. This is something, Scott, when did you put this in this particular league?
I think 3 years ago. It was either X or 11 that I brought that in. And when I first brought it in, it lasted the whole playoffs, and then I switched it to just the bye weeks.
It's a very good way to make sure that the people that have earned it throughout the season don't have a total meltdown just because they're missing a player or two in the playoffs of this league because of the buys in the reality NFL. But so you start out with this. It's a way to kind of level the playing field, give everybody a kind of fair starting point based on how they performed over the season. It's very effective. So go check that out if you don't know what that is. All righty. We've got we already talked about how you can win your way in on Sleeper and MFL. There's also a way now that you can win your way in that we run it on Underdog.
Yeah.
And this one, I think the only reason this probably trip people up is because they can't spell. So I feel like everybody should be aware of what Fantasy Cares event is run on Underdog. And if you can't figure out how to spell it, just look it up. Google it. The double letter in there, I think, is messing with people and making it a little bit more challenging than it should be. It's an awesome, awesome, fun way to get in where you can have a lot of fun.
By the way,
on Underdog, that's it.
Yeah. When that thing launches, go sign up and sign up as many times as you want as you can, because all that money goes to us. It's an awesome, awesome thing. And we want to fill it. We want to fill it every year.
You're going to see more streams about this, folks. People have asked, when does the crossword have to be done? Well, do it now. Like, the amount of time that you've spent asking me when you should do it, you could have finished half of it. Yeah. And then when you ask again, you could have finished the other half of it. So, I didn't put a due date on this because I wanted this to be an easy avenue. So I guess if you really have to wait to find out how to win your way in via Underdog, eventually you're going to find out the answer. And if you miss it, then you are not paying attention because the promotion around that is going to be massive. All right.
Yep.
We run a postseason event, a fun postseason event. It is 4 letters.
Yep.
4 letters. It's the abbreviation of this fun postseason event. Something where you get to celebrate football in the NFL postseason. And we did have merch with it this year too.
Yeah.
I think we had one. I think we had a little bit last year. We didn't really do
we did have
a great
merch.
job promoting it.
Yep.
But this year we promoted it a little bit better, and pretty cool little hoodie that we got to get. So, all right.
I'm going to comment here quick on Matt, No Underdog in Australia. Yeah, they do have legal areas where you can play, but that is also why we have so many other things. We have the Guillotine Super Chop. We have the mirrors. We have so many other things. Eliminators we've mentioned. The thing we were just talking about. We have so many other options. We know you can't play, but for those who can, please sign up and play and fill that thing because it's awesome.
Yeah. We understand that the legality doesn't allow everybody to play everywhere on every platform.
A couple weeks away from that.
But we make sure we give options to everybody so that everybody can play somewhere and do something, or at least we try. I haven't found out one person that's ineligible for any of everything. Like if you're ineligible for everything, you should move. No way around it. You should just move. You can't play any fantasy sports or anything. Just move. Like that's the answer. All right. All the lives are gonna. I feel like this question's been asked 100 times in every single SFB live DM. What platform are we on? And I feel like I've answered. All lives are on this. So you might not be in that chat. So you might not have seen the question asked directly and answered, but we've definitely said it on a lot of streams. And honestly, if you're not sure, ask on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like as we've already said, there's like 1,200 something people live drafting this year. And if you ask, you can ask around. Yep. You probably know somebody going to a live draft. Ask them what platform they're going to be on. You check out the live interest form.
Yep.
We make sure we ask for things like handles and things like that for a reason. So this one is a little bit more challenging if you're not involved with a live draft. One, you should be because it's going to be fun. But if you're not, there are ways to find this answer. I feel like people should know it by now, right? Am I crazy?
I feel like people should know it. People should know it.
It is one of the harder ones, but
JJ Willie's dropping some ADP from SFB 14 scoring already, which is crazy. That's already a thing. Josh Allen number 1, CMC number 2, number 3 the GOAT, which I assume is Justin Jefferson. I actually don't know. I literally don't know who he means by the GOAT there, but I just wanted to throw it in there for fun as a Vikings fan.
I do wonder who it might be that he's referring to as the GOAT at 103.
Oh, I think based on the fact that he's not listed, I believe it's a certain tight end for Kansas City.
Oh, that's probably right.
Because
okay,
I feel like he's a pretty much locked top 10 pick, and he's not listed. So
for sure. I considered making one of the questions like 104, and I was going to make, or one of the answers 104, and I was going to make the question the correct place to draft this year. But that seemed like it might be too subjective and only an correct answer to me. So that answer, I did not ask that question, but clearly
I will say the place you're referring to had some of the highest, most nice reports from people who attended last year. After each year I talked to.
Oh, no. I didn't even mean that. I meant draft slot.
Oh, draft slot. Oh, I thought you meant draft location.
Oh, no.
I was going to say.
I should have put Cincinnati in here. That would have been really smart. Dang it.
Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati had so many people glowingly speak about it last year.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Like I am excited, and I've got Ryan coming up to help and Zach coming in to help. We doubled the size from last year, and I felt like I was very busy the whole time. But I think with the three of us and the experience that we've had now,
the three of you and none of you
a whole lot easier.
Will be really good, probably.
Yeah,
did you draft last year there?
Oh God, no. God, no. I knew I wouldn't be able to do what I needed to do and draft. And every single live coordinator that I've talked to, like every one of them that's tried to draft has said they basically have sacrificed their team. So like they kind of gave up paying attention to draft.
It's not.
So yeah, I told people, everybody that I talked to, you know, when they were talking about wanting to be a live coordinator, that was one of the questions I asked them. They're welcome to do it. But it's definitely more of a challenge. I know this year, a lot of the live coordinators are going to another live to draft. Like they are drafting live, but not at the one they're running. So that's kind of cool that they want to participate, but realize they can't do it at the one they're running. It's fun. I think they see the fun that other people have, and then of course you want to have that fun. Makes sense. And they'll go and they'll drop down this particular platform. All right. The draft reverses in a certain round. The round that reverses. Feel like this should be known. I feel like people should have read the rules by now. If you're looking to get into SFB, I feel like if you've been trying to get into SFB, you've probably heard that this happens in this particular round. And while there is another round where it sometimes does happen, there's only one round where it's common for it to be a reversal. So even if you don't know that it's the rule, like, which round does a draft reverse, folks? Like, I feel like that's common knowledge. It's not.
Even if you have no idea for SFB, it's pretty well known thing.
It should be, but I tell you what, Scott, it's not well known enough. It's well known enough among like us that are super degenerate level. Yeah. But it's an idea that still is new to others, and it is cool, like to see people exposed to this new element and this reversal. Because I think a lot of people, it helps raise the awareness that this is an option, and it gives people a chance to make up the little bit of difference that they don't have when they don't get to draft those first few studs. It's just how it is. All right. There's a certain group out there that will make you an awesome picture for your Twitter account. You can go for now. You can still go. It's still open for now. I don't know how much longer, because the number of orders with every time you send out a wave, the number of orders just goes up and up and up, and they get more and more backed up. Look, we have people that are trying to work on this. We're going to get things done. But there is a very specific group that is making these pictures. They probably need more help. So you can always go and help them. That'd be awesome if you have the talent. But you should know who this group is. And again, if you don't listen to any of our streams, just go ask Bob Gilchrist or Jordan Lupe or Steven Johnson. Go ask them. Go ask Clint. Go ask Jake. Go ask this group that is out there making the Avies, and you can probably figure out who this group is. All right, tight end to running back reception ratio. You got to do math, people.
I like
have to do math for this one. But reception, running backs get a certain score per reception. Tight ends get a different score per reception. Scott, I hope I did my math right.
You did.
Okay.
As I look at this, 24 down. If you want to use this crossword next year, maybe I'd change it to 7-1 next year.
Oh, yes, that would be fun. 7-1. Oh my goodness, 7-1.
8 works too. 8-1 works too.
Oh wow, that would be great. Oh no, because 28 across is certainly not a G, is it? No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 28 across doesn't work. It's ruining it all. We'll have to partner with somebody else for the draft contest next year. Sorry, that's no way around it. Oh, then we'll have to change 20. Why are all these things connected? You change one thing and it changes so many things. Almost like that's how crosswords are built. All right, this smack is the smack that gives a prize.
Ooh.
You might have to go back like 6 minutes? I don't know, 5 minutes. It doesn't feel like that long ago since literally this was mentioned. Maybe we'll have to go back and edit and play a buzzer every time we referred to something that was an answer for something later. Darn, there'd probably be lots of buzzers played. Get the we'll go back and get Ty's guitar riff for every time Frank cursed. And he played he put in the guitar riff.
Great. I remember doing that. That was wow.
That was fun.
Oh,
that was very fun.
The bull rush.
All right. Is this our final clue? Oh no.
Yeah, it is.
32 across. The eliminator non-player or 32 down. Eliminator non-player position.
I think this one could be tough for a lot of people.
If you didn't play in the eliminators, this one's a challenge because you didn't try to get an SFB by supporting one of the other major contests that we're on. I mean, next to SFB, like FCE is probably like one of the top. I mean, it gets a little bit of popularity on Twitter at this point, and
no question.
I feel like people should have known about it. Maybe if you don't know about it, you could at least like see you recognize some tweets about it, and you'll see rosters. I know you can check mine. I tweeted out all of mine, and this is actually a non-player position that I attacked specifically in a lot of my drafts this year because they were available late, and there's like a good chance that they can provide you a decent floor in scoring each week. So I feel like that should be gettable. Again, if you haven't played, you might not know the answer right away, but you can probably go and find the answer relatively easy. All of these things, it should not take you, oh my God, it took us 52 minutes to go through that. This should take you about 5 minutes to complete if you've paid attention. And that's really probably only because you got to scroll up and down so many times.
Yeah.
You should be able to rip through this if you've paid attention, right? I did not make this super challenging.
I think part of this 52 minutes was us elaborating on so many of the things that Fantasy Cares does that you can use to try to get in.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, that's literally part of the point of this. When I started expanding the crossword from what I wanted on Belle's tattoo to, well, now I can do this. Let's just make a game of this because games are fun and easy and people should enjoy playing games. Like anybody that's trying to get in, if you're not aware of the answers to this, let this be a roadmap to trying to get into SFB 15.
Right. Yep.
Pay attention, participate, and join some of these other things. You know, we want to grow all of these events because I mean, at this point, like Fantasy Cares, yes, SFB is huge. There's no denying that. But we do a little bit more here at Fantasy Cares Oregon.
So many good things.
You should probably be paying attention because paying attention is really helpful. I mean, Scott cues people, puts people in SFB. Ryan cues people, puts in people in SFB. I do. Bob does. Russ does. I think that's it, right? there's
at the current moment, yep.
Okay, there's I mean, like there's plenty of other people that weigh in and like, hey, you know, this person's been super helpful for a long time to me for this. They were really supportive, things like that. You know, there's other ways, but like I'm pretty sure the actual buttons come down to us pushing it.
Right.
And so like, yeah, when you're somebody that has been supportive and participating and giving us that support year round, it's real easy to recognize like, oh yeah, this person's been awesome. Let's get them in SFB this year. And I mean, you don't have to have played for the last 6 years. Yeah, I've been in SFB for a long time. Hopefully I get to keep playing, but we got a lot of new people that come in as well. Like we drive that. We want to have new people in. Scott, you have a tweet out there right now that's live, I believe.
Yep.
Where you want to bring more women in the SFB.
Yep.
So like so it's not just the same people getting in. We had more last year. There was more first timers than there were like total field of SFBX again, wasn't it? Because we have over like
I believe so. Yeah, we've had over 1,000.
Yeah.
At minimum over 1,000 new players every year for 3 or 4 years, and that's the same 3 years, and that's the same this year. 1,000 new.
And so, well, I mean, I do say all the time, like it's easier than it's ever been to get an SFB. It's really not. It's not easy.
It's not easy, but
it's definitely not easy. But I mean, we've tried to provide a lot of avenues for people to set themselves as somebody that stands out and has been supportive. So that's really the question. The answer to the question, how do I get into SFB? Be around, be supportive, jump into things, like that's there's when I give people that answer, they're like, what does that mean? That's what this whole video is about.
Yep.
This is everything that we have done in the last year. Like, if you're not aware of these things, then you're not trying hard enough. Keep trying. There are other ways too. There are a lot of podcasts that have giveaways. A lot of times they'll say, listen, subscribe, review our podcast. Scott gives out so many spots to people to do things like that. And that's oftentimes, we talk about your chances of like 1 in 40,000 to get in by just signing up, something like that. The reviews, things like that. A lot of times they'll get like 15, 25, 30 reviews. Those are pretty good odds.
Yeah.
The races that we run every Friday is race day right here on FantasyCares.org. And we have, sometimes there's a lot of racers, but even a lot of times is like 50 racers in a day. So just simply following the Twitter handles and interacting when we do these fun, silly little contests to kind of promote SFB and Fantasy Cares, which all in all ends up promoting the charity that we are trying to grow through this fantasy effort. Like, just jump in and participate. So that is all it's about. That is the only answer to the question. How do I get into SFB? You can't buy your way in.
Nope.
I get those DMs. I can't imagine how many of those DMs you get, Scott. Hey, I'll donate as much if I get in. That's
not
how
it.
it works.
That's not the spirit of this.
That is not how it gets in. Like,
we want to grow a community, and we want to push a mindset out there, and that's not buying your way in.
No, you can't do that. Like, you can't. It's just, you're not going to do that. So like, just join in these things. If you're looking for things that are upcoming, Scott said we will have an announcement soon about a way to win your way in to 15. As for 14, like, show up to the lives. Even if you're not drafting at them, we have lives in all over the world. Like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 countries, somewhere in that range.
It certainly yes.
So there's a lot of them in the United States. There's a lot of them outside of the United States. There's a lot of ways to go and show support. Even if you're not drafting, just show up and have fun, hang out, get a beverage, get a meal. A lot of these venues have, offered to donate back some of the sales to Fantasy Cares that day, which is huge. That's awesome. So you going and having a meal while you watch a bunch of people do a draft, that's helpful to us. And it builds that whole spirit at the lives. And last year, I think a lot of people that attended that weren't in, pretty sure they found their way in. I mean, so we can't do that every year. Like, there's no guarantee to it, but if you're there and a replacement is needed, being there is like step one. It's a real easy way. So we've got the lives coming up. There's obviously merch for sale right now. You can always go and support that. shopfantasycares.com. You're going to find really, really cool shirts, really cool hats and hoodies, hopefully at some point. Not out there yet, but I'm pretty sure that merch team is working on it. So have I covered like all the ways that you could be getting in now?
I think you covered
like
I think you covered everything, and there'll only be more coming, I'm sure.
There's either like 5 or like 10,000 spots left, right? Somewhere in that range.
Somewhere in that range. I can say definitively there's at least 600, but I would say there's probably closer to 1,000 spots left.
That number went up since the last time you said a number. Oh no! I need to go look. I need to go look and see how many are in right now. Oh my! Oh,
I think I have about. I think there's about 200 in the next wave currently. So,
ooh. When's that next wave, Scott?
Maybe tomorrow morning. Maybe Tuesday.
These are
morning.
the questions that people ask, and you're never going to get the answer. You're never going to get the answer. When's SFB scoring coming? It's coming Wednesday.
Yeah,
it's coming Wednesday, or Russ is going to set it out.
Yeah, and then yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I don't. There's no way. I can't. I mean, that feels like it would be a lot. 5,000 plus. Oh my goodness.
Honestly, we're running out of time for something like that. Like, we don't have the time to get there. Right.
3624 was the number here, right? Or 3324.
3324 was last year. And this next wave, we still won't even be at that. We'll be very close to that.
Ooh, so it's definitely not the final wave. I mean, we are less than a month from the kickoff of the slow drafts. So like there is a time factor involved here. But there's still a month. I mean, still a month. There were literally people that get in the day after because some people get replaced. It happens. It's sad. Be around. Make sure you're around, folks. Be ready to.
Yep.
When I think it's usually Peak that does a lot of those. Like, hey, I need a replacement real fast. Sends out a tweet and boom. Yep. I got somebody and they're filled like instantly. It's always very cool.
I think there'll be there's going to be at least one giant wave or two very big waves this week. I think within the next 7 days, there's going to be two waves, very large, or just we'll wait and do one giant wave. That's probably what.
Oh my! I kind of like two.
Kind of like two.
I mean, you never did the pebble drop ripple though. I still think we need a day where it's just one person, and instead of a wave, it's just that it's a pebble drop. Well, if Bob will have to make the video, Bob will make the video, and then that would actually be like for that one person, it would be really fun. For the other, 200 plus that get the next day they're part of the wave.
Out wave incoming, and then everybody's looking around. Wait, where was it?
And that one person, their Twitter handle is just like surfing along that ripple from the pebble.
Yeah. No.
All right. Good job. Way to go buy a shirt. I love it. I wonder what shirt did you buy? Oh, but he said love the Blockbuster design. So I'm gonna guess maybe he bought the Blockbuster one. Spoiler for the crossword. No way, Scampers. There is no way that anyone in here.
Nope.
No. What? Not a chance. Not a chance. I specifically said we are not gonna give away answers.
No answers.
Any questions. I read all those questions and I did not say those answers right after reading the questions.
Right after reading the questions. I like that.
Yes, I did not say those answers right after reading the questions. So all right. I think that's it. But do you know how to push the button to get us out of here?
I do.
Right. Yes.
I'm pretty sure I do it like this.